So I'm in Nara Prefecture at the time. This was after I left Kyoto for a little bit. Now, why am I in Nara Prefecture? Because I tried to run away from Kyoto, right? I broke up with my girl in Kyoto, right? So I'm not trying to be in there. I'm not trying to experience, any bad emotions or any feelings. Because once you're in a location in which you broke up, you only got bad thoughts, negative emotions. Like, you don't want to be there. I feel like Drake right now. As sad as I am, I feel like Drake. I could write a whole album right now about how sad I am. But I'm in Nara, right? Because I'm trying to run away from Kyoto, from everything that happened, whatever. And so since I was hanging out with my friend last time, that was only temporarily, right? I was only temporarily getting rid of my feeling of sadness. But in reality, I was still pretty sad. I was pretty still upset. So I'm not trying to, linger on those feelings. So I'm trying to move on. So I go to Nara Prefecture. Now, Nara Prefecture, as those don't know, is the place where the deer bows to you, and you bow back at the deer. You feed the deer food, they gonna bow to you, okay? If you wave at them, they gonna bow to you. All the deer do is bow to you for some reason. Japanese deers are kind of crazy when you think about it. They study how to bow, whatever. And so I'm in Nara Prefecture. I'm looking around. It's pretty sad. It's pretty dark outside. And I'm like, you know what? Let me go to the arcade. Now, Japanese arcades are really nice and really sleek, really clean, modern, right? You have really old machines from the 90s and the 80s, but you have really up-to-date tech from the 2000s and stuff. Like, you see all types of games. Like, the variety is really huge, right? And I said, you know what? Let me go to and stop at that arcade. Now, the arcade really don't close until like 11 p.m., 10 p.m. or whatever. No, 11 p.m. or like midnight or something, right? Depending on the arcade. And I'm over there. It's like 10 p.m. I'm like, let me stop at the arcade. So I go to the arcade, right? And when I walk in there, now mind you, I just broke up with my girl. Walk in there, boy. When I tell you, it's nothing but couples everywhere. Boom, boom, boom. Couple. They all together. They all getting like stuff, like bears from a crane machine or whatever. Like they kissing and stuff. They at the booth taking pictures and stuff. And me, I'm just walking there, boy, lonely foreigner, dog. I'm just walking in there sad. I'm not looking sad. I'm not trying to look sad, but I was pretty upset, to be honest with you. I'm like, bro, I don't want to see this. I just broke up, bro. You gotta pay attention to me, right? I'm not saying that. Of course, I'm not saying that. But I'm like, bro, pay attention to me, man. I'm pretty upset right now. But whatever the case may be, I walk in the arcade. I'm like, all right, let me play a game. Let me get my mind off of stuff, because I don't have, much on me at the time anyway. So I'm like, let me take my mind off some stuff. So I just go on the game system. I'm not a game system. I go to the arcade game. I just start playing the game, whatever. I think it was like the old school Street Fighter, bro. I'm over here doing combos I thought I never could do before. But in reality, I was losing every game, but I look pretty good though. And so I'm over doing combos, and I look to the side of my eye, and I see 4 dudes walk in with a mask going out. Mind you, Japanese, Asian people do wear masks in the first place, but this situation was kind of strange because of how they was looking. They walked in with masks and a hoodie on, right? And so me, I already got my hoodie on in the first place, but I don't have a mask, but I already got my hoodie on because I'm trying to hide my face from being sad. So I'm looking in the corner of my eye, and I see 4 dudes walk in, right? All 4 Japanese dudes. And they walking around, they have all black on, a mask, and a hoodie on. So I'm looking around, I'm like, yo, what's gonna happen, right? Because I'm from like the number 3 most dangerous city in the world. I'm not in the world, my bad. Not the number 3 most dangerous city in America. And so I'm just looking around, like, this looks kind of suspicious, because I know a suspicious situation about to happen, because I'm from a suspicious city. So I'm looking around, like, all right, let's see what's gonna happen, right? Let's see what's gonna happen. So I'm looking at them. They don't know I'm looking at them, but I know I'm trying to keep my eye looking at them. I'm about to get ready to run, right? Because I know something bad gonna happen. Like, you could just tell. So I'm about to get ready to run. And so one of them pull out a bat from underneath their sleeve. They smash one of the crane things, right? Like the crane things with all the bears and stuff. And I heard the glass just break, and the girl was screaming back on it. And so everybody started screaming. They said, yo, yabai. And so all 4 of the dudes, they took like some money from the crane thing. They started dashing, boy, full speed, right? Me, being, me, I just said, oh, I gotta go too. So I started dashing too, right? I started running too. And I'm looking at them, they running down the street. I'm like, yo, this is the only street to get out of here. So I'm running too. I'm moving on the same direction. I'm just running. I'm speeding out. They look behind them, and they look at me. They said, yo, what the heck? And they started running faster. I said, oh, what the heck? And I started running faster too. So I'm going fast. Like, I'm beating all of them, one by one. My inner African genes tap in. I can hear the Lion King theme song coming, right? My inner African genes tap in, right? I feel like you was saying Bolt at this time. So you should have saw how fast I was going down that street, boy. I was going so fast I couldn't even catch my own breath. So I was going so quick. And so we all turned into this alleyway, right? And we started breathing heavy, right? We are breathing heavy. I'm breathing heavy. They looking at me. I'm looking at them. Yo, what's the deal? What's the move? And they said, oh, we don't understand English. And then I was like, okay. I said, Nihongo wakarimasu ka? And they just saw us getting shocked. They said, yo, you understand Japanese? I said, yeah, bro, of course. Then they started laughing and stuff. We started talking whatever. And then they asked me, like, where I'm from? I'm like, yo, I'm from this city. It's number 3 most dangerous city in the world. They started freaking out. They said, yo, you a dangerous person. Like, they said, you about the mission? I'm like, oh, what mission you talking about? They said, yeah, you do crime or whatever. I'm like, oh, no, bro, I'm just from that city. That don't mean I do this stuff, right? But I'm over here posing, because you can tell from looking at them, right? They are like 18, 19, right? They're some young boys or whatever. And I asked them like what they do, like what's their name or whatever. They said they're in a gang. They're called the Nada Free Boys or whatever. So I'm over here Googling. I'm like, what's the Nada Free Boys? I'm like, oh, y'all popping up. They said they just started like yesterday. And just like they first big heist. They call it a heist or whatever. All they did was take some change or whatever. So I was like, oh yeah, that's pretty cool. Like they the Free Boys or whatever. And I'm like, hey, you know, what y'all do? Like, what's our background? They said, yeah, we come from like a bad situation inside of Nara Prefecture. They all grew up in like some really bad, terrible situations. That's why they became like this when they got older. And so I'm looking at them, I'm like, yeah, y'all pretty cool or whatever. You know, some of them got like piercings and tattoos and stuff. I'm like, yeah, y'all look cool. They see my earrings on right here. And he said, oh yeah, you got some piercings? I'm like, yeah, bro. I mean, it's kind of normal. I'm black, you know, black people got some piercings. We got that drip on, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? They started laughing. They said, hey, you want to join a gang? And I said, oh man, you don't want to join a gang? Look, I already joined a cult. Now you want me to join a gang too? Come on, Japan. Let me take a break, bro. You think I really want to be a part of the Nada Free Boys? But at the time, I was like, you know what? I need somebody around me. I need a group of people around me to make me feel like I'm not crap. I was like, yeah, sure. And so I ended up joining a gang or whatever. They said, hey, let's go. So they started screaming whatever. And so they said, let's hop on our bikes and start riding. I'm like, bikes? I'm like, I don't got a bike, bro. I mean, I'm just traveling. They said, no, don't worry about it. So they all pull out this bike. One had a bike of individual colors. They each had their own representative colors, right? They said, hop on. So I hop on the bike that had he had the black bike. So I hop on the black bike, and I wasn't driving, of course. I was just holding his waist. I mean, it's kind of, I mean, it's kind of gay, but I mean, look, you know, it's 2020. Well, it was 2019 at the time. There's like no homo, bro. So I just grabbed on his waist, and he's like, hold on tight, and I hold on tight. And he said, we start going down the highway, boy. We going 60 miles an hour, 70 miles an hour, 80 miles an hour, 90 miles an hour. And now, since we're in the countryside of Nara at this time, right? Since how fast we was going, police not really up to date on how we really are, like in terms of technology, so they really couldn't catch up to us. But we was on the highway anyway, so going 90 and like a 60 wasn't really that bad. So we was going on the highway, we go speed. I was like, yo, where we going? They said we're going to stop at the prefecture line of Nara and Kyoto. And so we stopped at the prefecture line, and I could tell that it was going to start raining, so we ended up pulling up by a convenience. We just all went inside. So we go back outside, they buy some cigarettes, they start smoking whatever. I'm like, yo, you know, what's y'all background, where y'all come from, like what's the issue with y'all, like why y'all like this today? They said all four of them, they all came from like different, like really bad backgrounds. So one, he said he got trafficked at a really young age. Other guy came from poverty. The other guy came from abuse, and the last guy was his brother, so they both came from abusive household. And I'm like, oh, bro, I'm sorry to hear that. They said, no, we grew up to be strong today because we're a group, we're a family. And I was like, oh, man. They said, yeah, what's wrong? We see you're a bit sad. I'm like, yo, bro, I told him about my situation. I'm like, I've just broken my girl. I'm pretty upset, pretty sad, man. I just don't feel like myself. He said, look, we've been through this situation so many times that you don't understand. I'm like, boy, you 19, who you talking to, right? But I'm like, you know what, I shouldn't look down to them because they're younger than me. I should learn something from them. So I'm like, what's up? They said, look, today's sadness is not tomorrow's sadness. They were trying to tell me this in English, by the way, so they was kind of pretty broken, but I got the point anyway. So they was like, today's sadness is not tomorrow's sadness. They said, what's happened today and now what happened in the past doesn't necessarily affect your future forever. And I'm like, I'm telling them, yeah, but it's affecting my future because I think too much about it. They said, no. They said, you're thinking way too much about it. They said, you're like a trapped bird. Just open your cage and you'll be free. And I looked at them, bro, and maybe because the tobacco smoke was in my eyes and my nose at the time, but dude, when I said I almost started crying, bro, I feel like I say, is that what like the definition of being like a free boy? And they said, yeah, that's the definition of being a free boy. And he said, you just go, you just be free. You don't be held back by these rules or whatever, or you don't be held back by these societal norms. You just be yourself. Because he said, what's wrong is society putting these rules on us, but we can't judge society at all. And I said, bro, this dude is spitting facts, bro. I almost started crying. And I'm looking at him, I'm like, bro, thank you so much for helping me out. He said, nah, bro, anytime, because at the end of the day, you're a family. He said, omae wa oretachi no nakama da yo. And that boy, when he said that to me, man, I almost almost started like tears almost started coming out my eyes because I was pretty upset, bro. I was like, bro, you have to do this, man. He said, let's get a hug. And like usually Japanese people don't hug, but they're family, bro. He said, you're a part of our family no matter what, bro. And so I got a hug in and everything, bro. I started hugging them so tight, boy. I started rubbing their back a little bit. They said, hold on, and they started pushing me off. We started joking around. They started punching my arm a little bit. And they took me back to my hotel. They said, hey, you ever need us again, just hit us up, bro, because at the end of the day, we always going to be there for you. And yeah, man, so hopefully, you know, they went about their day. I went back to my hotel and I just saw them off. I've never seen them again since, but you know, whenever I go back to Japan, I go back to Nara for the free boys, man. This for y'all. I told y'all I'll make a video about you one day. I kept my promise, man. I hope y'all still free to this very day, bro. Y'all changed my life forever. I appreciate y'all, man. I really do. Whatever. Omae tachi no nakama da yo. 俺はそういうこと忘れなかった。全然ありがとうございました。